I know what it's like to be different. I know what it's like to be a minority in a homogenous community. I know what it feels like to be ostracized from a group of one's own peers, and I know what it's like to be the first one to be blamed in a negative situation. I grew up in a community where I was constantly the odd one out, and I differed from everyone else in terms of skin color and background. I was a brown girl with black hair in a sea of milky white skinned students with blonde hair. I lost sleep during endless nights over birthday party invites and sleepover invites that never came. I learned to tune into the loneliness and radio silence of my own inner dial, and I learned to follow my own direction. As I moved away from this community and to a more diverse high school, I learned what it was like to find my own voice. I interned with an organization that frees girls from the confinements of media toxicity as well as toxicity in society. Through this experience, I healed from the traumatic experiences that I faced while growing up, and I shared my story and background with the 30 other girls that were part of this program. I realized that the children that I grew up with were simply unaware because they hadn't been educated on these topics such as diversity and inclusion. I shared my stories with the other girls, and I also learned the significance of the phrase, "Seek first to understand, then to be understood." I furthered my voice to implement it into my own community, and I created podcast episodes with 4 other girls from the program regarding topics such as feminism, mental health, environmental awareness, and intersectionality. One of my most proud moments was when I was featured on a conference with educators around the globe, and I was able to share ideas with them on how they can diversify their curriculum so that they can encourage students to pursue their own passions as well as diversify their perspectives. I am currently working on how I can implement my own voice into technology. There are various platforms such as social media platforms and communicative platforms that are utilized by teens across the globe every single day. I am using AI to create a hate speech filter that can ensure that these social media platforms become a place where teens can express their own voices without being disruptive towards other people's backgrounds and communities. From my painful experiences during my elementary and middle school years, my own voice emerged, and I developed a passion to give back to my community and to be an active voice in communities globally and locally.